this one because I did have to make sure that I wasn't going crazy. But when I say that you are the least qualified FBI director in the history of the FBI, that is real, because you are the only one that never even served with the FBI prior to joining. Yet we are supposed to believe that
That's
you are
false.
the greatest thing since sliced bread. I didn't ask you a question.
Gentlelady has expired. If the gentleman would like to respond to any of that. Well, I mean, I'll respond. Kash Patel, as I said when I introduced him, public defender, former prosecutor, top staffer on the House Intelligence Committee, Deputy Director of National Intelligence with the National Security Council, Chief of Staff at the Department of Defense, and FBI Director. I think that's a pretty good resume for the guy who's now running the top law enforcement agency in our country. And we've seen all the stats that he's given to the committee on how much better they're doing at getting the bad guys than the previous guy was doing.
Now, what I want to go through is to talk about why you are a failure and why, honestly, we just need to tell you bye-bye. I know that you got a little upset and you put on your show for your boss because it seems like you're trying to save your job.
Let me tell you what you guys may not know. She wants you to believe that she's straight out of the hood, okay? She wants you to believe that she's the star of her own little gritty street drama, but I want you to hold on for a second. There's a plot twist. When it comes to Jasmine Crockett, the actual truth is she's more like a character from a high-budget rom-com set in a pristine suburban neighborhood. Let's call it Fresh Princess of Dallas. She attended an elite private day school where the tuition cost nearly $35,000 per year. She ain't from the streets, y'all. This institution, known for very privileged clientele, and it provided her with the level of education and resources that many in lower-income neighborhoods that she's trying to relate to could only dream of. So I want you to picture little Jasmine, fresh out of her exclusive day school, rolling up to the playground in designer sneakers, ready to take on the world. Meanwhile, kids in the neighborhood are trying to figure out how to navigate the complexities of the ice cream truck schedule. She didn't have the struggle, folks. And then she went over to Rhodes College. Let me tell you what the tuition at Rhodes College is. Any guesses? It's $55,000 a year. Oh, little Jasmine was getting educated. I mean, at $55,000 a year, I half expect her to show up in class in a ball gown sipping Dom Perignon while discussing Shakespeare and the finer points of avocado toast. But somewhere along the way, she traded her glass slippers for ebonics. So let's be real. Jasmine is cosplaying a gangsta like she's auditioning for a reality show called Real Politicians of Privilege. Now, we can just imagine her strolling into a meeting wearing a hoodie and an oversized sunglasses while her assistant carries her $500 designer bag filled with organic snacks, rolling in to represent the streets with the mocha latte and the stock portfolio. So when she TikToks to they not like us, the fact is clear. No, she ain't nothing like us.
I said what I said.
When it came to talking to Senator Booker yesterday. But let's go through some of your failures. So before you were even confirmed, and I think one of my colleague from Georgia, pointed out that you were already targeting career officials so that you could direct illegal firings. Mind you, these cases that you were so upset about, which are the ones tied to Trump, the cases came through his handpicked FBI director. And frankly, when people sit around and say things like, oh, you know, we're happy because now we feel safe, I don't know who feels safe in this country except for the white supremacists, because I specifically as a black woman definitely don't feel safe.
Why would you be mad at President Trump for making our cities safer? By Trump locking up all these dangerous criminals, he is actually saving more black Americans than anybody who want to race bait, race hustle, and make money off of black pain. You know, I give President Trump a lot of credit because he's doing what should have been done a long time: enforce the law, lock the criminals up.
Black MAGA, black MAGA, black MAGA, black MAGA, black MAGA, black MAGA, black MAGA. Donald Trump, yeah, that's my president. Donald Trump, the first black president. Ever seen a black patriot? Yeah, we exist. The Democrats use my color just to stay rich. Indict my president, you might as well indict me too. Call me your Uncle Tom, but really what Obama do? Not a damn thing, Trump was
And frankly, my colleagues have been real nice to you today, and I applaud them, but I don't have the same demeanor because I know that multiple colleagues on this side of the aisle have faced death threats. In fact, somebody tried to kill one of my colleagues, and frankly, I don't know if this FBI or under your leadership, if those people would have been caught. I don't have any confidence in you. And if we start talking about the reasons that I lack confidence, we could start with you not just wanting to acknowledge some simple facts. Simple facts like the vast majority of the threats are coming from right-wing extremism. And I know my colleagues have tried to stress this.
So Abby from CNN has this gentleman on. I want to get his name correctly. Who is he, by the way? Eric, do we know who? I know his face. I don't know his name. Can we zoom in on the name, Rob?
It's former Representative Joe Borelli.
I know Joe Borelli. Yeah, New York.
So New York State Rep Joe Borelli, she's asking him if it's fair that the right is wanting to get people on the left to get canceled. And he brought some receipts. Go ahead, Rob.
About punishing them being the left, them being his political opponents. That actually, I think, is surprising to a lot of Americans because that's not typically what you would expect to hear from the White House after.
Well, let's talk about some polling that he used to justify those comments before he made them on TV. YouGov came out with a poll 3 days ago talking about how each side feels about violence and support of political deaths. Liberals, 16% believe it's okay to feel joy when your political opponent is killed. Liberals, very liberals, 24%. Conservatives, 4%, very conservatives, 3%. Justifying violence. Very liberal people have 25% answered yes, it's okay, you justified that it should do violence against your political opponents. Liberals, 17%, conservatives, 8%, very conservatives, 3%. That means it is 6 to 1 times more likely in response to this poll on the left. Now, I'm not saying there's exclusivity on the left. I'm not saying that. But there is certainly a problem where 6 times the amount of Republicans believe that it's okay to feel joy when your political opponent is killed, murdered, whatever, attacked, and that 6 to 1 believe that they are okay in justifying violence against political opponents. That's a problem. That's a cancer within the movement.
Okay, so that's that. Now let's go to the study that he's quoting. So if you want to go to the study that we have, if you can go all the way to the top so people can see, the other way around so people can see where it's at. It's YouGov, okay, that's doing the study. What Americans really think about political violence. So let's go through a couple of the polls, Rob, and then Eric, I'm going to come to you. Go a little bit lower, go a little bit lower, lower. All right, so what's this first one say? Most Americans say political violence is a very big problem or somewhat of a problem. And you'll see there, a very big problem, not a problem. Democrats, a very big problem, 58. Independents, 54. But Republicans, 67. A very big problem. On the ages, you see as you get older, it's a bigger problem. The younger, it's not really a problem. So let's go to the next question on what they looked up. No, keep going to the next one, Rob. Keep going to the next one. Go to the next one. Go to the next one. Keep going. All right, this one here. Most Americans say it's unacceptable to be happy about public figures' deaths, but younger and more liberals are likely to call it acceptable. So, if you look at this question, do you generally consider it acceptable or unacceptable for a person to be happy about the death of a public figure they oppose? So, if you look at the very liberal, America, U.S. adults, 8% says acceptable, okay? 77% say unacceptable. But look at the political ideology. Very liberal, 24% say it's acceptable. Liberal, 10%. Moderate, 7%. Conservative, 4%. Rob, can you click on the very conservative so people can see that number? That's 3% if you just click on it. So check this out. The far left and the far right. That's how you would look at it, right? The far left, 8 times more okay with a person on the opposing side to get killed and experience violence than the other way around. The age makes sense as we go through, and then there's more things, Rob. If you can put the link below, put it actually in PBD Podcast Circle with the notes, so people want to go get it. We'll put that link in the PBD Podcast Circle. Eric, when you see this, what do you think about this poll?
If you look at the very liberal and liberal versus very conservative and conservative, it's almost 6 times, and you eliminate the middle area. There's no question that the left is the party of violence.
But I decided that I would maybe do it in a different way. Number one, I have a couple of UCs. Ken Buck, one of multiple Republicans receiving death threats for voting against Jim Jordan as House Speaker.
Without objection.
Another one, Republican lawmaker says she received death threats after voting against Jim Jordan in Speaker's race.
Without objection.
In addition, there was another one from another colleague who now is leaving Congress because they said that they were calling his wife anonymously and threatening her life to the extent that she ended up sleeping with a firearm.
Without objection.
Okay, so here's the deal. How are we supposed to have confidence when you're sitting up here telling the Senate yesterday that it will take you 14 years before you can get the FBI fully staffed to do their jobs? You're also now redirecting resources so that they can go and play ICE agents on the streets. You're getting rid of your most qualified people, and even when it came down to somebody that you consider to be a friend, you were posted up having some fancy dinner to the extent that you posted not only once erroneously, you posted twice erroneously as it relates to catching somebody, and then you want to go and say, let me take a victory lap, because honestly, if it wasn't for parents deciding that they were going to turn in their child, it seems like y'all wouldn't have got there, even though he literally confessed online. So I'm confused about what it is that the FBI is doing except for trying to put on a show for The Apprentice, or whatever you want to call it. The day after all of this took place, there was domestic terrorism that was taking place at HBCUs. They were targeted. Yet I didn't hear anything from the FBI about what was going on. And again, black people kept saying, how did we end up in this? Because the numbers are so very clear that white supremacy is a problem.
Black Lives Matter is funded by the White House, ma'am. By Obama, George Soros.
What about the people who are marching for Black Lives?
All lives matter. Number one, all lives matter. Okay? God made us all. God made us all. All lives matter. So if you want to separate yourself and put yourself on a platform about black lives, but what about that yellow man? What about that orange person? What about that purple person? What about them?
The claim of the Black Lives Matter is that African Americans are sort of kind of targeted. They get more killed.
We want them to matter.
Hold on a second. Black, this is what happens in black neighborhoods. It's black on black. It's black on black what kills these young youths in their neighborhoods. The Democratic Party has owned the black neighborhoods for over 60, 70 years. Look at them. Look at, and they give you a black president.
I am supporting Donald J. Trump because he is the only candidate that has proposed common sense solutions for our national security, job creation, and our economy. Mr. Trump has proposed to build a wall around our southern border, the very first line of defense for our nation. He has also proposed to build up our military. Peace through strength. Mr. Trump has proposed to bring our manufacturing jobs back from overseas. And he has proposed to renegotiate our trade deals so that America's interests will be first. He has vowed to put America first. I believe that Donald J. Trump will make America great again. And I believe he'll make it great again for all Americans.
And honestly, I've not heard anything out of you today that makes me believe that you're going to do anything about the white supremacy problem, the one that is leading to children being killed.
Trump said he didn't like what happened. When I told him what happened to my son, I could tell that it hurt him, and he didn't want it to happen to anybody. And I believed that he was going to do something, you know. I trusted that he was going to do something, and he came through. He came through. I'm happy that he's doing it. Now we have to enforce it. I mean, you got all these people fighting against him, So he had to set a, he got to set a precedent and come at him hard.
Illegal immigrant and 7-time felon who was found not guilty of the murder of Kate Steinle was sentenced to time served for felony possession of a firearm.
Time served. Jose Inez Garcia Zarate, who had been deported 5 times before the deadly 2015 shooting on a San Francisco pier, will remain in custody to face federal charges. All this opens up deep wounds for our next guest, whose 17-year-old son was killed by an illegal immigrant in Los Angeles in 2008.
Jamil Shaw Sr. joins us now with his reaction. Hi, sir. First of all, my heart breaks for you. I'm so sorry for your loss, sir. Can you tell us a little bit about your son?
Yeah, he was a regular American kid, He actually thought he could walk down the street in the city, You can imagine when he thought he's walking down the street and someone walked up to him with a gun and shot him in the stomach and then shot him in the head. But he actually thought he had the right to walk down the streets in America. He felt protected. He was 3 houses from his own house, I always wondered, man, why he didn't run, but, he was doing everything right. He was never in any trouble. No suspensions, no jail, no criminal, nothing. He's just trying to be a regular kid and go to school.
Sir, I mean, Kate Steinle's family, I'm sure, feels the same way, and we know they do. Yet the verdict coming down in this case is time served. So you've got a dead legal American killed by an illegal who's been deported multiple times and has felony charges. Does it feel like justice to you when you see a verdict of time served?
No, there's no justice. This San Francisco and California, they're just trying to pay back Trump. They probably stacked the prosecution with inept lawyers, and they probably had a judge. That's how they do it. They sit there and they make you think they're on your side, and they want him to get off. They don't give you a good case. In our case, the guy is on death row, but we had to get rid of 2 prosecutors and a judge just to get a fair trial, because everyone was trying to get me to stop talking about legal migrations, and they were trying to score after me instead of the criminal. They had this guy on his 3rd illegal alien with 3 gun charges, and then you see the liberals complaining about guns and stuff like that, and then they're protecting the legal with 3 gun charges. This guy killed somebody on the pier. Come on, this is San Francisco on the pier. You can't walk on the pier and get shot to death by an illegal, and then they let him get off on his case.
Why is that, though? In your calculation, sir, why is that? Why do they have that slant toward favoritism toward illegals as opposed to a justice system that benefits our own citizens?
Well, they don't like America. You can just tell they don't like America. They want to dismantle America. They don't like me because I speak up. You should see my phones and my emails. Everyone is asking me to be quiet. You're being used by the white man. Trump is anything but, you're fighting for your son. I'm pissed off. My son is dead. I haven't got over it. He'll be dead 10 years in March. And I can't even get people to understand why I'm fighting. So you have to ignore them. You have to fight what you believe in. And screw the naysayers. They're anti-American.
Powerful words. Jamil Shaw Sr.
The Democratic Party is very desperate now. You all brought out Barack Obama to try to get us black men back to the demonic Democratic Party. Behalf of all the men who are educated, who have learned their lesson and was burned by the Democratic Party, we want nothing to do with the Democratic Party. We stand with Donald J. Trump. Again, we all stand with Donald J. Trump. Trump 2024. We want nothing to do with Obama, Kamala Harris, or any of you. So if that was your magic hat, or was your magic rabbit, or whatever it is that you pulled out of your hat, they try to get us to come back to the Democratic Party, you failed miserably. We want nothing to do with the Democratic Party. Go Trump.
As black people, we with Trump.
I with Trump. I don't know what everybody got against him.
Yo, he was making the breadwinners, you heard?
I'm a Democrat too, but we Trump.
We need Trump back in office right now.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I with Trump, to be honest with you, bro, for real, Trump really did this shit. And I like him because he's about money. It wasn't about no politics. He wanted to make America great again. Through Trump.
That boy Trump, we making sure to get their bread. I ain't gonna lie. I'm thinking Trump for life. Trump for life. I ain't gonna lie.
love Donald Trump. Trump wanted us to get off our ass and get some money. Trump 2024.
It's the truth. You made everybody hold a piece of money.
Trump really a boss. So Trump running it how it's supposed to be ran. And people just can't take it. And he putting out facts in front of the people. He ain't lying to the people. People just don't want to accept the truth.
Trump, man, we rocking with you. Love you, Trump. My dog. Uncle T, what's up?
Trump put the money in our pocket.
Trump had the country on a better path as far as economically.
He put America first, so it makes sense. I like someone who's like to play his people first.
Trump 2024, my brother.
They know they can't get him for none of the real shit. We get it, gang.
I ain't used to like that, but now, bro, I realize that he meant well for the country and shit, bro. We need that back. Free Trump. Trump 2024.
They tricked y'all dumbass to get Trump out the chair, and now look how that shit done backfired on y'all dumbass. Trump got my back. Trump for life.
Donald Trump, he showed us love, and he didn't stop. 2024 Trump. Trump 2024 from Baltimore. I ain't gonna lie. Trump, my mother, dog.
As much as they talk shit about Trump, he's probably the best thing for America right now, no cap. Really.
Trump. My man Trump, he's gangsta. I like him. I love him. Make America great again. Let's go. Trump 2024, Trump 2028, Trump 2032. Man, listen, Trump for life.
Children being shot, as well as members of their community as they're worshiping in their churches.
The time of the gentlelady has expired. If the gentleman would like to respond to any of that. Well, I mean, I'll respond. Kash Patel, as I said when I introduced him, public defender, former prosecutor, top staffer on the House Intelligence Committee, Deputy Director of National Intelligence with the National Security Council, Chief of Staff at the Department of Defense, and FBI Director. I think that's a pretty good resume for the guy who's now running the top law enforcement agency in our country, and we've seen all the stats that he's given to the committee on how much better they're doing at getting the bad guys than the previous guy was doing. With that, I recognize the gentleman from South Carolina.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Director Patel, I think you're witnessing some auditions, clickbait auditions for the Academy Award for my Democratic colleagues. We'll see how they fare as they're on MSNBC later on today. But do you care, before I launch into my line of questioning, to respond to Ms. Crockett from Texas on that very elaborate and theatric display?
Here's what I've learned in my government service. I don't give a damn what they say about me as long as I'm succeeding in the mission. We're succeeding in the mission because the men and women of the FBI have never been empowered to do more work and to hit the streets harder than by President Trump's authorities and resources he's given us. And so all I care about is that we are capturing more child predators than ever before, taking more drugs off the streets than ever before, that we are capturing murderers at a significantly historic rate, and we're delivering this country the lowest murder rate in recorded history. That are facts that you cannot dispute. But you can come at me all you want. I don't care.
Thank you, Director, for that.
First of all, it's good to see you in the new year. You know, no one could have told me that when I went down to Austin, now looks like a little bit over a year ago, that I would be running for Congress.
Baby, because these people, they are crazy, because they always talk about how Christian they is. Yeah, I don't know how many of them on that side are getting divorced because they getting caught up sleeping with their co-workers, staffers, interns, all the things. Yeah, you ain't got to believe me. Just go Google. You'll find some of it. I'm telling you, and the wives is being messy and petty. They putting it in. Say because you've been gracious. Is this. When I first became a public defender, I had no criminal defense experience. And I walked in and I told my boss, Charlie, I said, listen, you should hire me. He said, why? I said, because I'm black. Charlie looked at me like I was crazy.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
You have got to see this. The Jasmine Crockett comedy routine continues to travel across the country. That's right, the U.S. representative out of South Dallas continues to just cracking jokes and changing up the cadence of how she speaks. Her accent is a little bit different. And in this one, special edition on this one, she actually denigrates those who are here illegally. She lowers them to only being able to pick the fields. Then she makes some reference to before the Civil War. Again, you got to see this. Make sure you're sharing it. By the way, getting close to a landmark here. Do me a favor, make sure you follow.
So I had to go around the country and educate people about what immigrants do for this country, or the fact that we are a country of immigrants.
Right.
The fact is, ain't none of y'all trying to go and farm right now.
Ain't none of y'all.
Okay, so I'm lying. Raise your hands
You're not.
You're not.
You not.
We done picking cotton.
We done.
We are. You can't pay us enough to find a plantation.
Yeah, she's a private school kid from St. Louis. $32,000 a year, something like that, for her private school. I mean, my kids go to public school. I make a pretty good buck. So she's not somebody who speaks like that. She's not somebody who doesn't have an education, but she's changing her tone and tenor because she thinks she has to speak down to the audience in front of her. And she hasn't very much regard for those who are here in this country as immigrants because they're out there picking the field, something that we can't go and do. It's all very strange that people keep on lining up to see her. I pray South Dallas gets smart and doesn't re-elect her next time. Give me your thoughts about somebody who puts on this act and she thinks she's telling jokes. This is one of the 435 representatives in the House of Representatives. If you're in that district, is she representing you? Come on.
Jasmine Crockett shit. Keep it going. Let's talk about it. Please keep it up. Keep it up. Please keep up with the stereotypes of an angry black woman. Please keep it up. Democrats is the greatest gift y'all could have gave us. You got Crockett shit on one side and Ayo Clueless on the other side. The leadership of the Democrat Party. Keep it going. Come on, strong black woman. I mean, you ignorant as hell. I mean, Democrats got their new minstrel. He used to be Cori Bush, but damn, this is Cori Bush on steroids. Baby, that wig keeps sliding to the left. Might want to pull it up, but keep it going. Keep it going. But I will say this as a black man. Looking at my black mama, she is not the representation of black women. It got the Glorilla of the House of Representatives, the sexy red of the Democrat Party, the Cardi B of Congress. Democrats, keep it up. I mean, my heart goes out to her district, though. The chick already says she's not focused on legislation. So basically, she's not going to do a damn thing for y'all. Basically, you got Congresswoman clickbait. To my man Sheldon down in Dallas, good luck on your campaign. But if you can't defeat this ignorant fool in 2026, I wouldn't be mad either, because this chick is pure comedy. Black women of the hood, claim your crown. Black women used to hate being called angry, stereotyped as ghetto, aggressive. But I guess now y'all embrace it. Whole culture has infiltrated lawmaking. It's now mainstream now. That's your hero. I'm good with it though. Keep it up. I'm rooting for you.
Stay in your cars! This is my city, that's right! Take off your mask! Take off your mask! What? Inside of your houses, everyone, do not come out! Stay in your houses! Hi everyone, I am here in West Chicago right now on 59 and Forest Avenue. This morning we have received reports that ICE is coming, and I have seen them, masked people, masked individuals. We don't know who they are. We are making sure that the community knows their rights. Stay inside of your house. Do not answer the door unless there is a warrant. If you are an ally, come out with a camera, take pictures, record, get the license plate. ICE out of Rochester! Get the car! Get the car! Get the out of here! Guys! Let them leave! Let them leave! Losers! Let the people sing! Let them leave! I need them gone to protect my workers! Let them leave! Let them leave! Chill out! Let them leave!
It's not illegal to say Charlie deserved to die and you're glad he did. They have a right to say that, but we have a right to fire you. You can't walk into the office and say you're into homicide. You can't work at CNN and tweet, I'm comfortable with cold-blooded murder. More people need to be killed. Speech is free, but you're not free from the consequences. If you're glad Charlie's dead and thought he had it coming, I'm supposed to sit next to you in the break room? You're going to teach my kid at school or serve in government? And I'm supposed to just say, free speech. You're advertising that you're a maniac and that you have no decency, compassion, or humanity. That you're indifferent to death. And not just indifferent, you're sickly gleeful. That makes you a threat. That makes you dangerous. It makes you a beast. And what do we do with beasts? We leave them out in the wild. We have to be very careful about the kind of people we associate with. They aren't entitled to work for us, and these people, sadly, are everywhere. This is more than just a disagreement over the border or crime or politics. We're talking about murder. Would CNN be okay if their producer said, that girl that got raped, she had it coming? Of course not. Or the Ukrainian refugee stabbed to death on a train, Irina, deserved to die. Those floods in Texas, that's karma. Hope you can swim. Never. And we're not saying these people should be put in prison. We're saying they're not walking into my office. I'm not letting them hang around my family. I don't want to be anywhere near them.
But when we look at it, please tell me who is fostering this gun culture.
On the 3 unfired casings read, "Hey fascist!" ! Catch! !
Do you think Donald Trump is a fascist?
Yes, I do.
No one has ever been more dangerous to this country than Donald Trump, and he is a fascist to his core.
Hey, let me shut down the city! We are at war!
We're in a war right now.
We are at war.
So you have to be willing to do whatever is necessary in order to save the country.
And that's why the gloves are off.
Donald Trump and the MAGA Republicans represent an extremism that threatens the very foundations of our republic.
And yes, there are many threats to democracy. We see it with these extreme candidates.
I just don't even know why there aren't uprisings all over the country, and maybe there will be.
You can only push people so far, and then they start to take matters into their own hands.
What the American public want is for us to bring actual weapons to this bar fight. This is an actual fight.
You know, this is literally call to arms.
The MAGA movement is a threat.
But Michelle says that, when they go low, we go high.
No. With all due respect, if they go low, we don't go high.
When they go low, we kick them.
We take them to the mud and choke them out.
And make sure that they stay down. And you know what? Kick them when they're down, because they deserve it.
Get up in the face of some Congress people.
We are going to be in your face. We are going to be on your...
We have to fight this in the streets.
We're going to fight it in the streets.
It's time to step out of your comfort zone and step out into the streets.
To our Republican colleagues, if you do not see the light, we will bring the fire. Resist!
You and your little friend off of Twitter. Y'all about to find out.
And if you see anybody from that cabinet in a restaurant, in a department store, at a gasoline station, you get out and you create a crowd. And you push back on them. And you tell them they're not welcome anymore, anywhere.
He's not going to have a third term. He may not finish this term.
That's the last few days you woke up thinking there might be news. Just saying. Just saying. There will be news sometime, just so you know, there will be news.
When did you accept Christ?
5th grade at Christian Heritage Academy.
What happened?
I remember, I heard a hot gospel, and I heard what happens if you don't give your life to Jesus. And it's very important that when we share the gospel, the modern gospel is, God has this beautiful, amazing, wonderful life for you, and if you give your life to Christ, your life will infinitely improve. That is somewhat true, but it's very misleading, because you're basically trying to sell people on Christianity of a life without difficulty, where the better way to teach the gospel is, here's the 10 Commandments. How many of these are you violating? Oh, you deserve to go to hell. And you probably will, unless you give your life to Christ. That is the proper way to evangelize. And so I realized this age in 5th grade. I was like, oh my goodness, I'm a sinner, I'm selfish, I'm broken, and only thanks to Jesus' perfect sacrifice, coming and living a perfect life, that I get something I do not earn, but has been given to me, this free gift of eternal life. I want to be remembered for courage for my faith. That would be the most important thing. Most important thing is my faith in my life.
But if you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now. Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.